Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends, Wooden Railway Adventures. Episode 25, The Flying Kipper. Henry was in the shed sleeping very nicely, and he had to wake up very early. His driver woke him up. Henry, said Henry's driver, we need to pull the flying kipper. Ooh, said Henry, I like the flying kipper. And you must pull it smoothly too, said Henry's driver. And maybe if we do a good job, maybe the Tip and Hat will let us pull the express. Okay, said Henry. And Henry chuffed away. It was 5 o'clock in the morning while Henry went to go and fetch his train. Henry spoke to Gordon. Driver said, if I do smoothly on the flying kipper, I will able get to pull the express, said Henry to Gordon. Paw, said Gordon, but Henry had already puffed away. Henry was coupled up to it at the docks, and then the guard blew his whistle, and Henry was off before everybody else went to work. It was very heavy, but Henry knew he couldn't let the Tip and Hat down. Henry was off. Henry knew he couldn't let the Tip and Hat down, so he chugged and chugged with all his might. I can do this, said Henry. I can do this. Meanwhile, Henry had to stop. Oh dear, said Henry. They uncoupled him from the train, and Henry didn't know why to stop. The drivers were in the caboose having a nice cup of tea, of cocoa, and Henry was outside in the cold dark, and Henry said it was time to go. We better go, said Henry, and Henry and his driver went super fast, but then there was trouble. Henry pushed so hard that it made the flying kipper go very fast. And that made Henry stop, and he bumped it so hard that all the things broke. Henry was in a gigantic mess. Oh dear, said Henry. What will Sir Tip and Hat think of me now? Tip and Hat arrived. You were not a very useful engine. I'm gonna have Gordon and James to come and get you. Yes, sir, said Henry. The engines came, and there was much cranes, and soon the mess was cleared up. Henry knew not to do that again. But soon Henry was back on the rails. And since Henry he got back onto the rails, and his coal was not working very well, so he couldn't move. He had very old coal. His coal was old, dusty. His coal was old and dusty. "Oh, Henry," said Sir Topham Hatt, "you are going to go to the works and get a new piece of coal, a new tender." "Yes, sir," said James. Said Henry, and he huffed away. Henry was glad to be back. He missed Sir Topham Hatt too, and he wanted to pull the express, but Sir Topham Hatt wouldn't let him. When he came back, a lot of engines were teasing him. "It's not funny," said Henry. "You should be very useful." Even though that everybody laughed, Henry really wanted to pull the express. "Oh dear," said Henry. "When will I ever get to pull the express?"